It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I was in my local Aldi the other day and I saw this. It's a Buckhorn Brewery Stateside IPA coming in at 5.5% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. Brewed in small batches. It's been made for Aldi, so there's no... I've been looking, there's no brewery name where this was actually contract brewed at. But without further ado, let's see what it's like. I think I paid March 2020. I paid about £1.20 for this beer. Here we go. Sparkling clarity to the beer. No sediment in there whatsoever. We got a 2-finger white head. Good levels of slow moving carbonation. Yeah, but it's all about the presentation on this beer. Look at the clarity. Sparkling, light, golden coloured ale. Clean as a whistle. Preferably, I will admit, preferably, I would like to see a bit of haze in my IPAs. A little bit of natural sediment. A brewer once told me, you keep polishing, all you're doing is you're taking away the flavour. You keep taking away the sediment from the beer, which is essentially the beer, the malt, the tiny hop particles that might have gone through. And all that gets thrown down the drain and you're left with something very clear. Let's hope it's good though. Let's not rule things out before we've even stuck our noses in the beer. Not much going on here. It's a shame because I just reviewed 2 beers from Aldi and they were really good. Stateside IPA, so they call it American IPA, so really it should be really floral, really punchy. It's hoppy. It's definitely got a kind of marmalade-y, kind of orangey aroma going on. Spicy, peppery. But you're getting a big aroma of that malt bill. That malty, bready... aroma to the beer. Should we try it? Should we dive in? Cheers, everybody. I mean, first and foremost, what you need to bear in mind is that if you wanted something magnificently hoppy in a 330 can these days of proper craft beer at 5.5% ABV, you'd probably be paying in the region of £3 to £4 to maybe £4.50, maybe even £5 a can these days. The price of a can of beer has gone up, but also the quality has gone up. You get a really good quality beer for £5 a can. Bearing in mind, I paid £1.20 for this beer. So what you got to try to do in your head is go, I didn't pay this much. Pardon me. I nearly sneezed. I saved it. I didn't pay that much money for this beer. That's the first thing that you got to try and check in your mind. But at the same time, it's called Stateside IPA, and you just want a little bit more, I think. It's marmalade-y, it's spicy, it's peppery, it's bready, it's biscuity, it's malty, there's a dryness on the back end. It's not the worst IPA that I've ever had. Honestly, it's not. There's some sweetness, there's some bitterness on the back end. It all comes down to It really does. It really does. It all comes down to price, because that's Aldi's finishing price, £1.20. That's like finito. That's what they, you know, that's the price that, so the malt bill, the brewer brews the beer, brewer sells it to Aldi, Aldi sells it to us. That's all in £1.20. The brewer must be making this for, I don't know, 60, 70 pence a can maybe, and they're asked to deliver an American IPA for that price. It's practically impossible. So I understand that Aldi is a discount store, and when you go into Aldi, when you go into Lidl, when you go into Home Bargains, or wherever you go into B&M Home Store or whatever it's called, you see the beer there in the beer aisles, or you see anything, a baguette, some shoes, a lawnmower, a cordless drill. You expect to pay buttons. You expect to pay a really cheap price, because that's the reason why you've gone in there, because it's a discounter. It's a cheap, it's somewhere where you pick up cheap stuff. It's not somewhere, if you want, I mean, if you want real good quality beer, like the very best beer, you wouldn't go into Aldi. You wouldn't. You wouldn't go into Lidl for that matter, or Morrison's or Tesco's, or you go to your little boutique kind of bottle shop that they'll sit you down and say, would you like to drink this beer on site? We have a bar here and you can sit and buy your can and drink it here if you want to, which is special and is fantastic, and I love it. So there's a level that this has hit, a price ceiling, a price level that they've gone, we can get it to 5.5% ABV, because that you're gonna have to use quite a lot of malt to get it to 5.5% ABV, and malt isn't cheap these days. But we're not gonna hop it too much. It wouldn't take much. If Aldi sold this for £1.50, the brewer dry hopped it a little bit more, people would be raving, not raving, but people would be happy with this. People would be going, yeah, that's it's still 50 pence cheaper than if I was to buy a can of IPA in Morrison's or Tesco for £2. There's no off flavours, there's no diacetyl, there's no butterscotchiness. It's just a bit boring. It's just a bit boring. But for £1.20, I'm not going to complain too much. That's the whereabouts. That's where we are with this beer. It's malty, it's bready, it's biscuity. There's a slight kind of spicy marmalade-y kind of, maybe a bit of plumminess coming through. Touch of passion fruit for that £1.20. What do Aldi say about the beer? Crafted in small batches using Cascade, Admiral, Summit Citra, Nelson Sauvin and Hallertau Blanc hops. They really must be just waving the hop over the boil kettle if they're using all of these magnificent hops, because they cost a fortune. They cost a fortune. It's a shame. Maybe they can slightly alter. Maybe if they do a survey with their customers, would you pay £1.50 for this if it was hopped with more Citra, with more Nelson Sauvin, with more Cascade and Hallertau? I mean, it's a bit of a dream then, isn't it, for £1.50 a can? But ask your customers, Aldi. I think you should do some research, not go, they'll be happy to pay £1.20 a can. We'll cut back on the hops a little bit. That's a little bit like just cutting your nose off to spite your face. Rating. I'm going to mention it one more time, because I admit I've been mentioning price a lot, but I just want to dig into you guys that I have to bear that in. the price we pay for anything in life reflects the quality of what we're purchasing, what we're buying, what we're getting for our money. And it's not bad. What we get here for our money is not bad. But it's still a 6 out of 10 at max. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.